All right, we are okay. Hello, Dream Team. Welcome to our Monday Zoom. We have a few things to talk about before we even get into our topic for the day. So, first thing I want to do is say I hope you all had an incredible Thanksgiving. I, for one, felt like we had 4 Sundays in a row where I just kind of didn't even know what day it was half the time. I was very thankful for the bingo card because if it wasn't for the bingo card, I'm not sure I would have gotten anything accomplished because I would literally just go for big chunks of time and be like, oh, I should probably work my business and just pull up the card and do whatever the card said. So those were super helpful. Um, Also, our BOGO, our tag team, it came and went, it's over. But today, to me, Cyber Monday, this is a way better sale. I love BOGO, but when it's tag team and it's kind of tricky and it's like corralling cats over a holiday weekend to try to get people tagged and all that stuff. But the people who were willing to do that work did save half off, so good for them. But now for the lazy people, now we got 30% off. So it's no minimum, there's no limit. The only thing I saw that is not included is like Nourish and then the promoter packs. But as far as like a customer is concerned, they can hit everything. Like Ui's on there. The water is on there. Like stuff that is typically not included in a promo is on. So definitely take advantage of this. Everybody and their brother is getting an email today from everybody and everywhere they've ever probably ordered something from. So take the time to reach out to people. I'm just literally sending it's one sentence. I should be able to know it off the top of my head, but I'm just going to pull up my message just so I tell you correctly. I just said, hey, morning. So I sent this, earlier this morning. Good morning. There's a 30% off sale today for Cyber Monday. Can I order anything for you? And I just left it at that, like 30% off. But I texted that to people. I messengered it to people that I didn't have their actual cell phone. But just remember, people are overwhelmed. Like, my email is crazy today. So I'm sure a lot of people are. So don't assume that people are checking on the Cyber Monday sale. It's important to you. It may not be important to them until they know about it. So make sure you're taking time to do that. The next thing I want to go over before we dive into our topic is end of month, because lo and behold, we're already at that point in time. We already need to be checking our end of the month. Do you have your PV of 200? So PV, that's personal volume. This is still new in a lot of people's eyes. This is still new. It used to be 100, it is 200 now. That means that you either ordered personally on your promoter account $200 or more, or you sold to your customers $200 or more. The easiest way to check this is to log into your cloud, go into your business dashboard, go down to the order button, and it'll say PV, and it'll give you a dollar amount. If it's not over 200, if it's not at or over 200, you have to sell something to one of your personal customers, or you need to buy something. Otherwise, you will not be eligible for commissions. And there are a lot of people with a lot of volume, and you want to make sure you're getting commissions. Do you have your 2 personal customer orders? Sometimes this can get tricky because if you just go into your orders and you like your downline order history and you sort it by promoter number, maybe it shows 12 customer orders. But you have to remember, if Samantha is my customer and Charlotte is her referral, Charlotte's order is counting for her, not for me. They're both going to show up under my promoter number, right? So you've got to pay attention to that. You really have to just look at that. So to me, I think the best way to do that is to log in, go to reports, go to downline order history, and at the top where it automatically defaults by like date and order number, go in there and change it so that it defaults by promoter number and have it hit ascending, because you will always be the lowest promoter number in your cloud. See the orders that are under you and then go through and check. Are they all yours? Who belongs to who? Is somebody getting Thrive for free? Does somebody need one more person to get Thrive for free? That's just a quick, it doesn't have to take a long time, but I just think it's super important to check on. Your rank, your bonus, your whatever it is that you're searching for. If anyone on here is trying to hit their 4K or their 12K, or maybe you're trying to hit your auto bonus, please remember 12K and auto bonus are 2 different things. They work together, but they are 2 different things. Make sure you have your volume there. Make sure you have your active legs. Do you have any waiting room volume? You'll have waiting room volume if you've signed on any new promoters in the last 60 days. If you have waiting room volume and you don't know what to do with it, please reach out to your upline or to me, and we'll figure out what you need to do. And then the last things I have on here is, do you know where your team is for the end of the month? did I not have on here for your, oh, I missed it. I just skipped it. So in addition to the 200 PV, you also have to have two, for you to be 4K or above, you have to have two two customer orders under you. So you may have one customer order under you that was $280. So your PV is there. But if you want to be considered 4K or above, you need to have a second customer order. And again, we have that option now in our cloud office. You can go into your cloud office, you can look under your team, you can sort it by number of customers, and you can see who on your team is missing the two customers required. Again, if you aren't shooting for 4K or above, you just need to have the 200. But if you want 4K or above, which if you have more than $4,000 in volume, you want to qualify for that because you get paid down another level, which means your paycheck increases. You want to pay attention to that. So I'm sorry, I don't know why I skipped over that, because to me, the 200 PV and the two customers, that goes together very much so. And then the last thing that I do is I just kind of run through my team reports and I just sort of peek and see, is somebody not at 200 yet? Is somebody not at the two customers yet? Like, you know, whatever I can tell. And so to do that, I go into my team, I go into my sponsorship line, and up at the top where it's like name and email and all that stuff, you can start sorting it by PV, and then you can sort it by number of customers and just kind of peek and see who has what or who needs what. So I put that checklist in Dream Team last night with today's bingo card. So if you need a refresher, if you want to save that to your phone, or you just want to kind of go through it in the next couple of days, make sure that you do. Okay, so we have Cyber Monday, we did end of month, and then I know we talked about it the entire Zoom last week, so I'm not going to do anything but basically kind of rehash it today. 12 days of Christmas. If you are planning to do a 12 days of Christmas, please make sure you're talking about it in your stories or in a reel or in a post or all of the above, and make sure that you are ready, that you have a plan and you know what you're doing. If you're like, I really want to do 12 days, but I'm overwhelmed, I don't know where to start, I don't even have a clue, then find a partner and partner up. You don't have to do it by yourself. You can do it, you know, with 2 or 3 people. They could be side sisters even. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's perfect. It doesn't matter if it's the best. It just matters that it gets done. So I just want to make sure, I want to throw that out there. I know we talked last week about making sure that you registered all of your days for the 12 days. It's at this point, if you have not yet registered as Thrive and Mingles for those days, it's too late to start on the 1st, but you could start, excuse me, you could start on probably the 4th, maybe the 3rd, math is hard. But if you want to do that and you want to count it towards your Thrive and Mingles to get the free credits and the free samples and all the free product, then totally do it. Like, start your 12 days a little bit later and just register those days. So, okay, let me take a breath. That was all the housekeeping we needed to do. All right, moving right along to a December Blitz. Okay, I know December is hard. Like, I get a little nervous about December too, because I also want to go places and do fun things and see family and all that stuff. But I also know, and I know we have a ton of Ed Milet fans on here. I know we do. I also know that December is separation season. This is when people will literally fall off. And this is also where people, even those of us who are just hanging on by a thread, as long as we're hanging on and doing something, we will enter the new year ahead of the others. And so as much as I want to go do the Christmas lights, and we'll have a whole house full this weekend for a parade and yada, 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 I don't want to lose sight of my business in the month of December because it's how I pay my bills. So it's very important for me not to lose sight of my business in December. So there will be bingo cards for December. I know some of you will love that. I know some of you will hate that, but I'm just throwing that out there. They will be out there. Lindsay will still be continuing to do her video outlining, I think, 3. Is that right? 3 things. Here she comes. She's running. 1. Well, I know it's 1 video, but you're just doing 1 IPA?
I'm just posting bingo cards because I got to focus on my business, and that was a lot.
Okay, sorry, I screwed that part up. I thought we were switching the video. She's going to share the card. So here's the thing. There will be a bingo card to help you through the day. We also have 12 days of Christmas that a lot of people are going to be doing. In addition to all of that, I want to encourage you to do a December Blitz. And I'm going to explain to you what my December Blitz is. It has nothing to do with the holiday. It has nothing to do with the bingo card. It is literally 15 minutes a day. You could do it 7 days a week if you want to, but I'm highly encouraging you to do it for free. Let me check real quick. Sonia says, I'm totally concerned about not having Wi-Fi the week of Christmas as I will be on a cruise. Going to see if I can pay for Wi-Fi. Yeah, that would be nerve-wracking. If you're worried about making sure you have like a post or something up, are you the digital creator account to where you can schedule some things? Because bare minimum, you could at least be putting up one post a day, you know, an interactive, a question or a quote, you know what I mean? Like you could at least have something popping up. Granted, you won't be able to respond to any of it, but you could do that. Okay, no, I'm not. I would highly encourage you to make that switch. I don't know if you'll get, when I switched to digital creator, it took a couple weeks before I was able to start scheduling. So I would definitely have you do that now in case it takes some time. Charlotte, I love having all the accountability. It keeps me on track, even if every day is not perfect or fully completed. I agree 1000%, Charlotte. Like I don't know if you were on the first few minutes when I started this, but the 4 Sundays in a row that I just experienced on my Thanksgiving, had I not had the bingo cards, I'm not really sure what would have actually happened in my life. So what is the December Blitz that I am suggesting that we do? I actually got this directly from Jessie Lee. You guys know I love my Jessie Lee trainings. RIP girl. She taught me a lot and then she just disappeared. But a December Blitz, any Blitz of any kind, but what I'm calling the December Blitz. For 15 minutes a day, you literally, first thing in the morning. So this is the part you have to decide. Does your first thing in the morning, as it is right now, accommodate 15 minutes? If it doesn't, are you willing to get up 15 minutes early? If you're not, is there 15 minutes sometime early in your day, bare minimum, that you could do this? You're going to set the alarm for 15 minutes, and I have a script that you're going to send out to people, and it's going to make a lot of you uncomfortable because it makes me uncomfortable. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put them in here. I don't know if it'll, wonder when I paste it in here, if it's going to keep. Oh, it did. All right. So for 15 minutes every day, you're going to go back through your stories, your posts, your reels. You're literally going to say, hi, name. I just saw your comment, or it could just, maybe it's just a reaction. Maybe somebody just gave you a heart or a like or whatever about, you know, on my live, my post, my story. So whatever it is that you've gone back and looked at about the product, maybe it was the 3 steps, maybe it was a sample, maybe it was gummies, maybe it was a Thrive Cafe, whatever the heck it is that you shared, right? So, you know, hi, Sandra, I just saw your comment about my, I just saw your comment on my live about cafe. What questions can I answer for you to help you get started? You're going to literally send that message out to as many people as possible in 15 minutes. So the reason I say 3 days a week instead of 7 days a week, some of you are going, if you were, can you report that here? Oh, you don't see where I put it in the chat?
No, because I switched from my phone to my computer, and so I
here,
so
I'll paste it one more time.
missed it.
Okay, now do you see it? Yeah, okay. So if you had like a gazillion followers and people were constantly commenting and liking and all that stuff on your social media, then you could very well probably do this 15 minutes a day every day. But bare minimum, if you do it on Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, right? Like if you were to break that up and allow 2 or 3 days in between to build up your content so you can build up the reactions, the comments, the questions, then you'll have more people to actually send messages to over those 15 minutes. Does this make anyone nervous to send out this particular message? It makes Lindsay has her hand up. Yeah, it's a little different, right? But if you have taken the time to make a reel or gone live or made a post about your product or your business opportunity, and someone took the time to heart it, to comment, to whatever, this is the month that we're going to go and grab that attention. I'm not telling you that somebody is going to be like, yes, oh my gosh, I've been waiting to hear from you. I can't wait to start. Here's my credit card, order all of it. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that in the month of December, you are going to make sure you are staying in front of people. You are going to keep putting out there, what questions can I answer? What questions can I answer for you? What questions can I answer for you? This is going to establish a pattern, right? Where we really start to learn to pay attention. to like who is commenting or liking or reacting. B, this is really going to help you see, is your social media creating an opportunity for people to comment or give a reaction? Are you throwing in the call to action? Give me a thumbs up for whatever, or heart this, whatever. Like there's so many calls to action you can say, or tell me your favorite, whatever, blah, 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 right? Like this will help you kind of see if you have, like, so let's say what is December 1st? Why don't I know? Let's say we're starting this on Friday, December 1st. Well, you got all of November that if you've been following the bingo cards, you've got some lives, you've got some reels, you've got some stories, you've got sample links out there, right? Like you have all of that. You could go back through. But by the end of December, if you're like, gosh, I don't have anybody new, or I don't have anybody commenting, that's going to help you understand that, hey, maybe my social media needs some auditing. Maybe I'm not making enough content, or maybe my content isn't engaging enough to where people are asking me questions. Maybe I'm not using ChatGPT to use a call to action, right? So it will be a learning process, but more than anything, it's the activity that breeds activity. You may send out this message for 15 minutes and get no response. That's okay. I'm going to put my message in here that I have sent for, I guess, in September. I think it's been since September. Maybe I've been sending this out to people. And sometimes I get response. Sometimes I get nothing, right? It's like, hi, Charlotte. Thanks for following me. I appreciate the support. It can be a bit nerve-wracking putting myself out there, but I'm excited to connect. I'd love to hear what brought you here. Is there a particular reason you decided to follow me? You guys, I have sent that message on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook. I send it out all the time. Some days it's to 10 people. Some days it's to 2 people. And I don't even know how many I've sent that message to, but I do know the people that have taken the time to write me back are the people who I see over and over commenting on my reels, or they comment on, like, you made a little comments in your stories now. They comment on my stories. Like, we're actually building some kind of connection because they are actually, and those are your ideal customers. Yes. So let's say you send out I'm going to go back to it. Hi, Samantha, I just saw your reaction on my post about cafe. What questions can I answer to help you get started? What if she writes back and says, oh, none, thank you. Awesome. It was so great to connect with you. I really appreciate you supporting me here on social media. Right? And it's not like you asked her to marry you, right? You just asked the person, could you answer a question? Now let's say that maybe they write back, well, I was curious about it, or I didn't know if it, I didn't know if it would help with weight loss or whatever. You could say, this is where the rest of this comes in. What do you know about Thrive Elite? Or what do you know about sequential gels? Or what do you know about collagen? Like, well, I'm just making like whatever the post maybe was about. Let them tell you what they know. Right? They may say, I know absolutely nothing. Or they may say, well, I've been using this other product for this many months and it's got this type 2 collagen peptide in it and blah, blah, blah. They may know something. They may not know. But I think the thing we do all the time is we immediately start telling them what we know, and they may not care what we know. Right? So if they've made a comment and now they've actually said, yeah, I am kind of interested in it, or I was wondering if it tastes gross, or I wondered if it would make a difference. What do you know about it? Like, what have you, somebody may even say, oh, maybe somebody comments or, whatever, gives you a thumbs up on your sample link. And you say, hey, what questions can I answer to help you get started? And they're like, well, I'm just really curious if it's going to work this time. Okay, well, what do you know about Thrive? Find out. What do they know? How often are we like, I don't know, I think maybe she thrived before. Or I think, does she have an account? Like, people all the time, like, hey, is so-and-so in our downline, or is so-and-so a customer somewhere? Ask him, what do you know about Thrive? Find out. This is a great way to start weeding people out. If they're like, well, the first 3 people I ordered it from, they all made me mad. Okay, bye, girl. Right? Or maybe they're like, well, I tried it 8 years ago, or I tried it 10 years ago. They didn't have a DFT. The person I ordered it from is long gone, blah, blah, blah. Like, right? Like, you'll kind of find out more. And then here is where our customer group comes in so clutch, you guys. There's a reason that we work so hard on Vibin and Thriving every month. And I feel like all the faces on here are part of like the people that work on that. Can I tag you in a quick video? All we're asking for is permission to tag them in a quick video, right? And when they say yes, you're gonna add them to the group and you're gonna tag them. So this one says you're tagged. You might want to say your invite was sent and I've tagged you, or however you want to word it. I just copied the script straight from the training. Can you send me a thumbs up when you're done? How many times? So again, this is putting it back on them, right? What do they know about it? Are they okay if they get tagged? Now they've been tagged. Can you tell me when you're done? Right? There's so many times you're like, I don't know, I haven't heard back from so-and-so, blah, blah. If they're not willing to watch it and give you a thumbs up, stop chasing them. Right? But if they're willing to give you a thumbs up, like I watched it, I'm done. Great. Does it all make sense? One of her favorite sayings is if it makes sense, it makes dollars. So if you say to someone, does it all make sense? They're like, they might say, yeah. Or they might say, no, I'm still confused about why are there only 16 shakes in a box? Like whatever. Like I'm just thinking of like some of the old stuff. So you can answer, does it make sense? Keep asking or answering questions for them until it makes sense. And then can I help you build your cart today so we can get you started? So let's say that for 15 minutes, 3 days a week, you send out this message, and let's say you send out 30, let's say you send out 30 a week. And let's say at the end of the month, 30, 16, you have 120 messages out. What if 4 people say yes? What if they don't? What if you send 120 messages out and you don't sell anything? You've still connected with 120 people. You've still boosted your algorithm by talking on Messenger. You've still answered questions. You've still stayed in front of them, right? Like all of these things. Sandra says, yes, and I have a bunch of new followers to send the above message to. Yes. I would encourage a lot of you to send that message about what made you follow me. Go back through your list. People that followed you 4 years ago, whatever, send it to them. It doesn't matter. They might be like, oh crap, I forgot I followed you, and unfollow you. I don't know, but maybe they'll answer you, right? Being social on social media is so, unusual, I guess, at this point. Like most of the people that write me back say, wow, you're the only person that's ever reached out to me, or, oh, wow, you're like a real person. I didn't know if this was a real person at first. Like if you were, because there's so many like fake accounts where they just take people's videos and, shoot them out there. Charlotte said, yes, I sent over 100 messages about the BOGO. I got 1 taker, but if I hadn't sent them, I wouldn't have her. Exactly. Lindsay says, at this point, I have nothing to lose and a lot to gain because I'm staying positive. Yes. Call to action is huge. Yes. All right. So I'm going to go back through this really quick. You pick your 3 days a week. Like I was trying to think earlier, like would I want to do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Because I don't know how many people are going to talk back on Friday. I don't know. But then I thought, no, maybe I want to do it Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Right. I want to kind of break it up a little bit. But I'm going to pick, it's only 15 minutes, 15 minutes. And if you've had a couple of days in between and you've kept up with your posts and you've kept up with the reel and you've kept up on your stories, you're going to be able to go back through and see who was watching your stories. And that's why it's so important. Like when you guys see on a bingo card and it says, use the poll feature or use the question feature or use the whatever, I think it's called a poll, right? Not a survey. That's why that's important, because if you could get somebody to respond, then they're truly watching and participating. Right? So I know this will be really awkward and hard for a lot of us, myself included at first, but I also know that copy, paste, change name, copy, paste, change name, copy, paste, change name for a whopping 15 minutes, 3 days a week could actually change your entire business. And I think that's worth focusing on in the month of December. I think that's worth keeping in front of us in the month of December. If nothing else, by the end of December, your network will have grown. And guess what we do for a living? Network marketing. We build networks of people. And if this is a way that you build people in your network, if this is a way that you discover that your social media needed a little help, right? This is going to be good for all of us. Make sure you don't go so fast that you don't change the name. Yes. You got to change the name and try to spell the name correctly also. I have actually Sonia. Yeah, Sonia's on here. There was a Sonia and she spelled it different than our Sonia. and my phone corrected it to that Sonia. And it wasn't until after I sent it that I was like, oh crap, I spelled Sonia wrong. So I told her really quickly, I'm like, I'm sorry, my phone thinks you're Aunt Sonia and you're not Aunt Sonia. And anyway, that's how she spells her name, but I'm really sorry I spelled your name wrong. Like I felt horrible. Which the girl like wrote back, like, that I guess that made it more human. Like then she knew it wasn't a copy paste. I said it was, but I guess it seemed more real. Anyway, so what are your guys' thoughts, opinions? Are you willing to try this? Do you think this is crazy? Do you think this is something you can do, something you can't do? Like I don't want to just be the one up here. I'm just sharing what I learned. Sandra says I love this, but your face said differently. You typed I love it, but you were like, I love it.
No, I do, because I have so many people send this message to, and then I just found out that, okay, so like if you're doing a live, how many times do we just skip the call to action type thing? But I found out the other day that we have a follower of mine and Lisa's Monday Night Southern Sass way over in Atlanta. It's cousin Robert's sister, and he goes, I need to start watching y'all. So, I'm going to make sure I start putting a call to action in those, even though I do, some people don't follow through. I just had 3 messages this morning. Hey, I love watching your videos. What the heck?
Yep.
But I've got to get better at doing the call to actions. And I'm just going to ask Chitty Chat Lady to help me out with what those are.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you guys remember, I think Samantha, I think it was you when we were talking about it one time in a training, how you were saying like you were using Chitty Chat to kind of help with the outline and have it in front of you so that you didn't forget to say those things. Because I get super nervous in those circumstances and I forget to say things like, where are you from? What's the temperature there? I don't think to ask questions while I'm on a live because I just get like, oh my God, I need to hurry up and do this and then get off of here. So if you're like that, if you're like me, I would definitely encourage you to like have something ahead of time. Sam says, I love a good script to help things be more simple. Yes. I just wrote down the bullet points and it kept me from saying, yeah, that's an excellent point. It's so funny. You don't realize how much you say, until you go back and watch yourself. Yeah. So yeah, just even having the bullet points there, having a couple of questions there, I think is very, very helpful. Because I know OCS said, because a lot of times I feel like, oh, I know what I want to say, but then I sort of space out. Or God forbid somebody asks me a question, right? They type it in the chat and then I'm like, whoa, I'm all over the place after that. I'm clueless once that happens. Okay, so
I have a question.
Yes.
So sorry, Alexa's singing Jingle Bells. You're doing 15 minutes. Are you setting yourself up for how many, or you're just saying, I'm starting the timer and I'm going to go. And if I'm just
starting the timer.
Okay, perfect.
Starting the timer. Yep. I mean, that would be awesome if I woke up one day and one of my reels about rest gel had a gazillion questions or a million, whatever we get, hearts or thumbs ups or whatever. That would be great, but I don't know that I will. So, and I think to make it easier on myself, I will probably either sit at my PC and send the messages through my phone or look on my phone for the reels and the comments and the people's names and then send them, you know what I mean? Vice versa. I'll try to use 2 devices just to make it easier. But yeah, I'm just going to sit and I'm going to send them, sit and send. And you guys, it will feel awkward. Like when I first started sending people, the followers, that message about thanks for following me, I wanted to throw up like every day. Because I'm not even sure it was maybe I don't think it was the first day I sent it to like 20 some people. I don't think I got anything. I think it was like a few days later after I sent it to maybe 60 people that people started writing me back. So it's just a matter of making the commitment to your business and to the time. And yes, I know it's an additional 15 minutes, 3 days a week on top of your bingo card. But I also know that I just know it'll change your business. I just know it will, because you will actually be connecting with a lot more people. So okay, it is 12:30. It is Lunch and Grow. If you guys have anything else to add, let me know. And then I'll upload this onto the YouTube, and then the scripts I'll put it in Facebook somehow, because the scripts are here inside of this chat and they'll go away when I upload it. So, okay, thanks. Bye.